All right, good. Hey, welcome back, everybody. It's really good to see you all here. So I was just on the phone to Jim. See, I changed for you too. I did a quick change. I'm in a short sleeve T-shirt now. My Cole vest. I was a Cole jacket before, which is Kuhl, which they actually pronounce cool. But I just can't say. I mean, who says they wear cool pants or a cool vest or a cool jacket? I'm going to say Cole. Okay. Okay. But anyway, great brand. Um, a couple of people emailed Jim, couldn't get on. So apparently Jim emailed out the class 2 emails. And one was with an erroneous code. So just look at all your emails, and you got to, we communicate through you all through Pipeline. So please check Pipeline. It'll all be on Pipeline. Okay, so I'm going to go, I'm going to share a little bit of video that I made yesterday. Okay, where do I find that at? Oh, okay. Are you guys looking at the textbook? You are, right?
Yeah.
Okay. Okay. Oh wait, this must. Oh shoot. Okay. Okay. My modules. Are we seeing week 1?
Yeah.
Yeah. Week 1. Somebody say yes or no.
Yes.
Thank you.
Yep.
Okay. So here we go.
Can't hear that, unfortunately, Professor.
Yeah, I can hear it.
Is that better?
Just introduce myself, and I'm going to go get behind the camera and walk around and just show you
Yeah, that's better.
shots from the outside, and then maybe a couple of on the inside of this stage of the game, because we're going to be talking about plans and building sites and stuff like that. Okay. Okay, the sun's probably a little glare.
Okay, so everybody see?
Yeah.
I'm sorry. Can everybody hear?
Yeah.
Okay, thanks.
Sorry, this time of day, but I want you to see the site. And you can see it on the plans, and then see what the actual house is. We pretty much tore down the house. I mean, we left it standing, but we tore off all the exterior, mostly the exterior finishes, the roof, all the roofing material, popped out the foyer, took out all the windows and doors. It's pretty complete, and then we added on. And again, I want you to see the house now, which you're seeing a lot of stuff here. And you'll be seeing more as we go, because I'm going to take some more videos of this house for framing and building connectors and stuff. But for right now, I'm just going to give you the nickel tour. So the kitchen wall, I'll talk to you about that. We changed this wall from the plan.
Remember the 2-window plan? There's the 3-window plan.
Definitely remind me to talk to you about that. Garage door opening, that's changed too. This is the waterproofing, the drying in of the roof, which is getting a standing seam metal roof. I'm going to walk around the outside. Now, we will save this wall. I've got to do a gable end vent up there before we start stuccoing. It's lathed and dried in.
I mean, I can comment until the cows come home, basically. So I'm going to try to limit myself. But when I said gable end vent, some of you may not know what the heck I'm talking about. So let me just tell you that in any attic space, any space where you have a typical ceiling that's a hard ceiling, like a drywall ceiling, and then you have a gable roof, or it doesn't matter, shed roof, as long as you have an attic or crawl space above, that attic has to be vented. And so gable end vents are typically how we do it. In this case, I'm going to have gable end vents, and I'm also going to have dormer vents in the roof because I'm obligated to provide X amount of square inches based on the square feet of the space. Okay.
House wrap with Tyvek house wrap and stucco wrap. So essentially dried in, windows are in, doors go in Tuesday. The stainless steel pans are made. We'll talk about those also. Right now, it's being roughed in by plumbers and electricians. Electricians are pretty well done. This is the utility room, gets a pair of doors. I'm gonna put the on-demand water heater there, water softener loop right there. That's the back end of the new 200 amp panel, which is gonna come from, it's powered from the new masthead, actually to the new masthead from the pole. There's the back of the lot. We did a fair amount of grading here. We took out about 50 yards, and we might not have to do any more export. We might be able to just move this grade around, but we obviously still have some grading left to do to conform and to take all the water away from the building, which is pretty darn important. There's the chimney. It's going to look a lot different than that. Master bedroom. This is the addition part. The living room was popped out. The utility room added, master bath, master bedroom addition. We did this site wall before we got started in the grading process because it needed some retention because we had to cut about 2 or 3 feet down here. Like I said, exported about 50 yards of dirt. And then here's the east side of the building for now. Okay, I'll just run through quickly the interior because we'll look at the plans on the interior and I'll get a shot of it now. Okay, here we go. We're gonna walk into the new master bedroom, which we did. We did some cast in place CIP walls here, curb, 2 foot high curb because of the condition of the existing grade. Didn't want to excavate too far. Going to be an open beam ceiling. This is going to get icing or a foam insulation, and then T&G over the rafters, the 2x8 rafters, but the ceiling joists will stay. It'll be a volume. Big closet. We're going to frame that into 2 closets. And I'll go back through talking about framing connectors and stuff like that in subsequent labs. In the meantime, like I said, just giving you a nickel tour. New master bath, new operable skylight. Coming down the hall, this was some very tricky framing here. Get off this truss and get us a skylight well, a return air, and attic access to get into the forced air unit is going to hang up above, up in this attic area. This is the existing bathroom. It's gutted and all kinds of new stuff. In here, the floor is going to stay concrete. It's going to be ground, so it'll be homogeneous. And then clear sealed. This was going to be a laundry, this hall closet. It's not now. This wall was completely reframed. And a sliding door. Maybe they were French doors. I don't even remember anymore. We'll talk about doors and windows too later. Now let's get into the living room, because the living room is pretty interesting in as much as, here's where we extended it. The house ended at this beam. We supported these site-built trusses and then hung them, removed the exterior wall, and then hung this new beam and new posts, and, new interior footings, which you can see, we can see on the foundation plan. There's the fireplace framing. This is also going to get a icing or a foam insulation and the T&G ceiling. Oh, this is Ishmael. Ha, look at that star on the plumbing shelf. And what's your, is it Rudy?
Rudy.
Rudy, and Rudy, look at Rudy, man. He's really handsome. You can't tell with a mask. Mucho fuerte? Not fuerte. Fuerte? Fuerte? Sí, sí. Okay. Yeah, that looks good, dude. Like it a lot. Let's put on that beam too. So these site-built trusses, this ceiling, this is gonna stay vaulted like you see it. We'll clean these up, we'll scrape them, and I'm trying to get the owner to sandblast them. That might happen. And then they're gonna paint out. This wall will go all the way up drywall. This wall will go all the way up drywall. There'll be supply airs high on this wall, return air in the hallway ceiling. This is the kitchen, which you'll see on the plan, I did a new plan for, and we'll get more into that. The new foyer, new entry, new foyer, new entry closet. We did a little modification here too, and we're going to definitely talk about changes. Kitchen door, plumbing roughs, sink section with a middle window, and then this is into the garage, back to garage, which will really be Rick's office. It'll be made up as a garage. There's all exterior doors, which are going in Tuesday, and there's a stainless steel door pans, which I can talk to you about at some point. The doors are all pre-hung, which is pretty much the way to go. Anything more expensive. New Bertolini stove. Just beyond belief. Stove. Anyway. Okay, I think that. Hey, how's it going? Good. How are you? Good, thank you. Is it hot up there? Oh, yeah. Oh, it's hot Maddox. Okay, I'm gonna walk out. This is the plumbing crew extraordinaire. Oh my gosh, these guys are beyond belief. So you guys will be on my YouTube channel, and my class will be seeing you tomorrow. Yeah. You'll all need to sign waivers. Your checks are in the mail. Owner wanted no eave, so essentially there's going to be no eave. The metal will wrap over the fascia. We cut that fascia, which grounds the stucco down to pretty much as small as we could have it widthwise. This wall is left open because it takes shear on the inside, and we got to get some boxes and some gas and electrical run in it. So we needed one side open, so we left the outside open. And that's pretty much it. Small site. You'll see on the site plan where it is eventually towards the end. We're going to take out this driveway, do a new driveway. We've got a bunch of trenching to do. We've got to get gas and water all the way in the back. And that's it for now, folks. All right.
Okay, so now escape. Stop share. All right. So I wish we'll have a little bit of time to comment. So any comments or questions about what you just saw? Anybody? Somebody? Anybody?
Was the original house built a little bit low on the lot, or?
Well, that's a good question. The original house was built right where you see it. So the slab that we were standing in the living room is the original house slab. So yeah, it feels a little low to me. It's lower than the street, which is a real drag. So I have to, at some point, before I start putting together the exterior, I have to come up with drainage in the back and the front. And I may have to do some collection, like dry well type boxes. I may have to do a sump. The owner doesn't want to do a sump, but I have got to figure out how to get that water off the property and into someplace where it can go, not just dump it on the neighbor's property, which is a big no-no. So no, it does seem low, and it is a little bit low. Any other questions? So I know you'll have a lot of questions, and I'm going to go ahead and jump into another part of this, which is, even though I could go back and talk about that house all day long, since I live and breathe that house right now. But you know, part of into chapter 8, big part of it, building layout, in chapter 8 chapter 8.4 is laying out with leveling instruments. Leveling instruments for what we're talking about now for building and site layout, building layout are invaluable. You can't not have them. I mean, between batter boards and lines, you can't not have them. And then I'll tell you that because there was an existing house here, I didn't have the need for a survey. I had an existing house to go off of, but like I said to you, that call out, that 14-foot call out that was so important, really should have been 1310 based on site conditions because it was an existing house and that wall had to continue. So much for, the call outs on the plans, but we built it per plan based on the existing house. But if that were a bare lot, or if the owners had decided to bulldoze that lot, and by the way, before we got to that lot, we had to grub it. So we had to grub off all the landscaping, we had to bust off patios, we had to break off eaves, we had to take out patio covers, and we had to do all that export of soil in the back just to get that lot ready to build on. And still, in hindsight, I wish I had done a little more export. But I don't like to export dirt, especially on a small lot. Like in my house, I own a house in San Rookie. I don't even throw away dirt clods. You know what I mean? That's my dirt. I want to throw away my land? You'd be kidding me. So the idea of excavating and exporting 50 yards of dirt is anathema to me, but not to my owners, and it needed to be done. So, and I probably should have taken more, but have your lot surveyed. If you've got a bare lot, have a surveyor come out and put stakes at the corners or corner of your building. Because once a corner is established, then most buildings are square, although I built a lot of buildings that aren't square. And that was on purpose. Not a lot, a few buildings that aren't square on purpose, but typically buildings are square. And so in square, Jim said some of you Wednesday had some trouble with the math. And I don't know why he's used 33 and 57, probably because it's probably a real lot line. But just remember in the Pythagorean theorem, we call it a 3, 4, 5 triangle to make it easy. And when you call it a 3, 4, 5 triangle, it really is easy. And it's 3, 4, 5, or any permutations of 3, 4, 5. So in finding square, and that's what in finding square, and there's really, this is the way to find square. Don't use a framing square. Don't use any other way. There's you can find square of something by taking the two diagonals, and if they're the same, then it's dead square. But the Pythagorean theorem is basically a 3, 4, 5 triangle. So in a Pythagorean theorem to work, you're creating a right angle. So if you have a line as a given, and you do this one at 4, and this one at 3, this one's going to be 5. That's just how it works. If this is 3 feet, and this is 4 feet, then this is going to be 5 feet. So the sum of the square of one side, A, the sum of 3 times 3 is 9. The sum of the square of the 4 angle, 4 times 4 is 16, is going to equal the square of the hypotenuse, which is the long angle, the long run here, the long leg, 25. So that having been said, what you do is you take the square of this, 3 times 3 is 9, the square of this, 4 times 4 is 16. You add those together, 9 and 16 is 25, and then it's just the square root of the sum of these is this hypotenuse angle. So the square root of 25 is 5, because 5 times 5 is 25. Now that may be a little bit complex for you, but based on 3, 4, 5, if you've got a string line like this, and you got another string like this, and you want to get this square, let's say you want to go ahead, you can go ahead and pull this in and make a mark on your screen on your string stretched at 16 feet, or put an alligator clip on it. I like to use alligator clips. It's 16, which is 4 times 4, and then 3 times 3, go ahead and do 9, or any, 9 times 5, make this 15, make this 20. So let's go ahead and make this 20 and make this 15, right? So it's just multiples of. So use 5. 3 times 5 is 15. 4 times 5 is 20, okay? So then you know that 20 and 15 equals 35. And so that this leg has to be 35. So if you've got one line running like this, and that's the line you want, and you want to pull a square line this way, well, then you just, you have a marker and alligator clip, right? On 20, you have a marker and alligator clip on 15, and then you pull this line with the tape here to here until your tape reads 35. And then when this line, boom, reads 35, from 0 to 35, stake it, because that is a right angle, exactly 90 degrees. That's all I'm going to say about that. So this is a really weird thing. It's a level, and it shoots a laser beam. You see the laser? You see it on my hand? Probably see it on my hand, right? Yeah, see that beam? You can see it on the door. It shoots it right over there to the door. And we'll talk about level. Can you see that beam right there? I think you probably can. Anyway, this shoots a beam. It clamps in. It's kind of rinky-dink and a little bit hard to level. And I don't like it at all, not even a little bit. So I'm not even going to demo it or try to demo it. It comes in this case. It's actually kind of cool. I think it was bought about 8 years ago. So it does have a spinning level, which is my favorite, which is the one I bought yesterday. This Johnson, and it has an audible receiver. And I know I'm saying a whole bunch of stuff fast, and I'm trying to cram this in, and I promise I'll go, I'll go slower next week. But for right now, I'm going to get back to this level, because this is the level you want. We're doing building and site elevations and interior stuff too. This will also do vertical as well as horizontal. You want a spinning level, and I'm about to show you why. But in the meantime, before we had laser levels, this is what we had. We had builder's levels. Sometimes this is called a dumpy level. And actually, this one is a real rudimentary dumpy level. Shoots only level. This level, on the other hand, will shoot level, but it'll also shoot angles from level. Okay? It's going to lock for level. All right. Now, when you set up a tripod, all these tripods are the same. This tripod, pretty much the same as this tripod. I've just got the legs extended on this one and not on that one, because you don't really need them with a laser. You're just trying to establish a level line, and then it doesn't matter where your level is, you can go off of that. But on this guy, you want to raise it because it's a sight glass. You have to get behind it and sight. Move it and sight. There's an adjustment knob that focuses. And I don't know if you can see, but right now I get behind this guy. I've got a tape right here, married to the door. And you need somebody either holding a stick to look at or holding a tape. This is a 2-guy operation. In this case, 1 guy, because I've got it right there. And this is actually, so the level is right at 17 I'm sorry, level is right at 77 inches. Is that right? No, yeah, okay. The level from the down from the top of the door is 17 inches, because I would be, were I doing this right? If I was actually looking for the level. It'd be like that. So I get from floor to wherever this was, right? And then I know what that was. And I don't think I can take you into that lens. Yeah, no way. No way can I take you in this lens. So this is a great level for surveying and for laying out and for doing building elevations. But you need two people to do it. One person to operate and look through the instrument, and another person to hold a stick or a level or some kind of a pole to get measurements, right? So like, for instance, something like this level, you'd sight on a corner of the building, right? You want to, let's say you're going to run a belly band on the outside of the building, or you're going to want your window levels and the framing to all be right? You want them all in the exact same place, the height. So you set this up. It doesn't matter where it is this way. You'd set it up. You'd have somebody go over to that building corner, throw a tape on it, and then you would adjust it and he put his pencil until you could maybe put his pencil on the mark, or just read it off and say, 77 and an eighth of an inch, and he'd put a pencil mark there, and then you'd go along and you'd tell him where, and he'd put a pencil mark on different corners of the building, and then you'd know that was a level index. So from there, you could snap level lines and then just measure. So in other words, if your level line on the building was 77 inches and your header height wants to be 83, right? Then you know you got to add 6 inches. So wherever that level line is, you're going to add 6 inches all over, and then you're going to have an 83-inch header height all over. I hope you can understand that. And if you can't, ask me to explain later, probably next Saturday. Okay, so this level is the one I would recommend everybody have if you're going to be doing a lot of this work. This level is a laser level. So there are the 4-nut leveling kind, and there are the 3-nut leveling kind. This happens to be a 3-nut leveling kind. So in leveling a 3-nut leveling tripod, you try to put your tripod as level as you can. Maybe using a torpedo level, you get your tripod or eyeball it fairly level, just not too raked. Level by eye is fine. Set this guy on it. It attaches like this, and then you need to level it. So you go over any 2 points, like these 2 points, right? Call this your A and B, and then you adjust with your thumb and forefinger in the opposite direction. So you turn towards each other or away from each other until your bubble's dead on in the middle, dead level, and you've got little hash marks to see that. All right, once that's level, then you turn to your C axis and use one thumb to turn left or right to get the bubble into level. And then when that's level, you need to go back and check this, the AB axis, and that should be level, should be the same, back to level, and then change it and go 180 and make sure you're level. And make sure you're level 180 away from that. And then you're dead level and you can make your shots. This guy, on the other hand, you don't have to do any of that. You've just got to bolt him on. You got to bolt him on. Start him up. Unlock. So right now the lock is on. Turn it to off. Lock's off. Turn it to on, press the button on. Okay, come on. What's happening here? Oh, come on. Really? Really? Huh.
Your batteries are dead?
This worked last night.
Left it on.
No, I did not leave it on. No. Okay. So I see. What I did was the off. Well, that's weird. Huh. Okay. So you have to have the lock on. That just seems weird. Anyway, on. I'm getting to know this thing, and then on. So that's the it's got a name. I can't give it to you right now. Then turn it on. The laser will start spinning. You can control the spin. This is as fast as it spins. In a bright room like this, if we were laying out a wainscoting or windows or something, chair rail in a room like this, you can't see it. If you slow it down, you might be able to see it better. Nope, it's still too bright. And then in daylight, you'd never be able to see this. So you can speed up. It's got 3 speeds to spin that. But because, and you can see it probably on my hand right now, right? See it on my hand? See that line on my hand? You can see it on my hand. You can probably see it on my, what else is on it? Yeah, you can only see the dot. That's weird. You can't see the spinning. So we need a receiver. This is the receiver. I'm going to turn it on. And I'm going to turn it on, and the beep says it's on. It's got batteries. I'm going to turn it on audible in case it's loud. Okay, so from right here, it tells me this wants to go down. And I can see an arrow right here that says down. Okay, so that solid line, that solid beeping, so it'll show you the arrow. You need to bring it down. The arrow will say up, and then it'll give you a solid line, and also the beeping will beep, 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 beep. It'll get faster as you get closer, and then it'll be a solid beep when you get to level. Now I know from right here, this is where my level is, and it's at 2'10" off the floor based on my stick, right? This floor is level, and it's hitting at 2'10". Now I'm going to walk over here. Now this will go hundreds of feet. This laser will shoot basically forever. And I should be wearing red glasses, so I don't inadvertently look at that laser and cause some damage to my eyes. Oh my, I'm kidding. Okay, so this probably has to come down. Oh wait, let's get it on audible. Although I can see it, it needs to come up, but I'll take it on audible. And without even looking at it, okay, that's level. So what did I say, 2'10"? That's 2'10" and a quarter. So the floor is a 1/4 inch out of level and about 15 feet. That's hardly out of level. I wouldn't even call that out of level. Let's go see what it is over here. Okay, so 2'9½". It's a 1/2 inch out. So the floor goes down over there, comes up over here. Half inch, so I would kind of see that in this trailer. I can see that. I'm not concerned about that. It doesn't feel like it's very out of level at all. It doesn't feel out of level either. So once you get a level established like this, you can walk around with this tool with your stick and your receiver with this guy spinning, and you can just, hold it up and watch it get in the right level and go, okay, so wow, I'm 2 inches high here, or drop it down. You can really get a sense of how things are with this receiver. And then it's invaluable for interior levels too, but you will lay out real level with a laser. Turn this off. Oh man, and I'll turn this off. Okay, and I'll lock it, unlock it. Can't remember. I'm gonna leave it like that. Okay. So, Danny, does anybody have any questions? Questions? I think I'm gonna leave all this stuff here and I'll just come back.
How much is that laser run? Like,
Now that is, as questions go, what better question than that? This is a great question. Ask it again, please.
how much do those cost compared to the other one,
All right, so
the builders?
I wish I could speak more to the builder's level, but I think your builder's level is around $400, 300 and change. 400. The truth is, I didn't price the builder's level because we've owned that for quite some time. That was $420. So,
Sorry, this is the interpreter. Which one's 400? The spinning or the
the
non-spinning?
new spinning one that I just demoed, that's the one that's $420. Actually, that Johnson brand is $456.75 with the tax, and that's the cheapest one they've got. The Bosch is about $589 without the tax, and they've got Buena's got 4 or 5 models. I had never bought one of these Johnsons before. I got the least expensive model because it's all we need. It's got the receiver. We own a stick, so I can't tell you how much those sticks are, but that stick, which is collapsible, telescoping. We own tripods, so you have to buy tripods for the thing too. Now they do make another really cool level. It's about 500 and change. That's only about yay by yay. And it mounts on a tripod and it shoots level and it shoots plumb, and you can put it anywhere. And it's also self-leveling. And by the way, that's self-leveling, which I love, but it doesn't spin. So it shoots a beam. So you'd have to move it. Where with this thing spinning at 360, wherever you are on the receiver, you can engage and get a level line wherever you are in a room or on a site. So it's pretty much invaluable. So it's a $500 bill, and they're worth having. I don't know what this little Johnson hot shot is with the level that clamps, and this thing here. Like I said, Pat bought this about 8 years ago, and it's in a kit, and it's got a spinner too. So it looks like a good value, but it's kind of cheap. Now, the thing about these levels is you want to get one and have one your whole life. As a construction company, I've had 5 of them because 4 have been stolen. Yeah, people love to steal levels, laser levels. So you get it, hang on to it. I've got to be cutting it short, so I'm just going to tell you a couple of things and then leave it open for a few questions. So next week, I'll put together a lab for you based on whatever Jim covered on Wednesday, hopefully. And I will hopefully be doing we'll have a demo video of the site I'm doing and maybe another site, but that site for sure. Because I think we're going to be talking about, besides building layout, he's going to get into footings and foundations. And then from there, I think we'll get into floor framing. Yeah. So it'll all be germane. My job will be germane, and I don't think it'll be covered up. I think it'll be open enough. Plus, I'll make videos to show when the time comes. And, I'll spend my whole life basically trying to dream up stuff to talk to you guys about. Now, somebody talk to me. You guys got any questions? Anything you want to know? Anything you want to chime in about? Anybody at all?
Rodney, I have one of those visible line lasers that's up to 300 feet and it shoots 360. And
It will spin?
it doesn't spin. It's a prism and it shoots 360. And I think the one I have is accurate up to 250 or 300 feet.
Wow.
But it's about 650 just for the base laser.
And
It's a
that's one of
ball.
those small yellow ones?
No. So I can use it on the same tripod.
Huh.
If you can see it.
Yeah, that looks a lot like mine, but yeah, that's different. That's
Yeah.
so different. About 650. Yeah, because this one will shoot plumb as well. It'll shoot in the vertical, but it doesn't spin. But it has a prism that shoots it. Huh. Interesting.
It's within about an eighth inch.
Yeah. Well, that's good.
You
So
know,
what's better though, 420 or 650? All right. Well, I didn't mean 420 like you're all thinking I meant 420. I meant $420 and tax. Okay, anything else? Anybody else? So, but John, I want to see that. I want to talk to you about that because this is a chance for me to improve my skills and to figure out some stuff that I don't know. And anybody that wants to talk right now, this is your time. Chime in because I'm going to shut this down relatively soon and race to where I got to be. But I want to tell you just a couple things. But like I said, interrupt me. But I'm just looking at Dennis Vega's face here. Dennis is an ex-student and now a student here. He's taken my CT 114 class and I think maybe the 115, I can't remember. But he was an employee of Hayward's at the time, but now he's a employee at H&R Framing, the guys that framed this for me. And great company. And I got to say, Dennis, your skills are phenomenal, and it's just really great to see you doing this, not just taking classes just because you want to get the certificate. Dennis is really involved, and I know a bunch of others are involved too in the trades. Go ahead. Did I hear something? See, shout out to Dennis.
Thanks.
What's that?
It was a fun project, tell you that much.
Yeah. So Dennis said it was a fun project. And do you like doing framing, carpentry, as opposed to doing yard work and stuff like that for Hayward's?
Yeah, I mean, I'm having a blast this far.
Is it better money?
Huh?
Is the money better?
Yeah.
Yeah. I mean, it's a germane question. You know what I mean? Because money is a big motivator for people. It's like, yeah, I kind of like this job, but I could do this job and I could make more money, and I have more opportunity to make more money. And as people in the building trades, I mean, you can get in entry like one of my kids. I have a bunch of kids, two of my own and two of my current wives. My forever last wife, till death do us part. Two of her kids, and one of her kids, he's in hospitality, and he can go some places, but I don't think he makes 11 something an hour. You can start pushing a broom on a job site for 15, and if you start nailing stuff together, you're making 20 or 25, and you get a few tools. So good money can be made by the hour. And if you're interested enough in construction to get into contracting, there is good money to be made. And it's a rewarding work. It's not easy work. It's challenging work, but you create things. You figure out how to do it, and then you create things that last and have value and have use. Like, before I became a contractor, my specialty in finished carpentry were handrails, and I specialized in curved handrails. So I've got handrails and staircases that I can still, to this day, 40 years later, walk up and down and put my hand on that curving handrail, and it still keeps me from falling over, and I still like the feel of it, and I love the look of it. And then what else can you say? It's like, my work product, all the documents I've ever done, I don't go back and admire them. and walk through them and caress them as I walk down the stairs. It's the real things that I've built that last. And there's not a lot of jobs like that. So this is a job like that. But anyway, you may or may not be interested in being in the trades, being a part of the trades in terms of work. But if you're just interested in it, we want to keep your interest. And so please come back next week. You all now obviously know how to get into this meeting. And next week, the people that didn't make it will also know. So just remember the meeting ID and the password, and we'll get something embedded in Canvas, a good link in case. So you should be able to just go into Canvas and just click on the link and you'll be into Zoom. And this is your last chance to ask me any questions. No questions? Okay. Hey, I'll see you guys. Okay. Oh, God, I'm so glad I remembered. Let's do 9 to 12. Okay. We're going to do 9 to 12. Now, if you've got a problem with that, just email me, text me, call me. I don't care. My email will be up. Plus, if you're on Pipeline, just type in Rod, R-O-D, and I'll come up. And you can email me. But it'll be up on this new syllabus. You'll be able to click on a link for my email. But tell me if you've got a problem with that. But we're gonna do 9 to 12. Okay.
Sounds good.
Say it again.
Sounds good.
Oh, good. Yeah, sounds good. Sounds good to everybody so far? Okay, good. So I'm going to sacrifice golf for you guys because I love you. Okay. And with that,
Love you too.
with that, I'm going to say goodbye. Happy Saturday. Stay safe. Stay sane. Don't congregate. Wear your mask. Wash your bleeding hands. Wash your hands till they bleed. No, don't do that. But just please don't get COVID, man. This is some nasty, nasty stuff. I don't know if you read Ed Hat today, but Al Reese died of COVID January this year, and I can't remember the other fellow's name. They did a little bio on. Just died. A vital human being. Al Reese was a phenomenal piano player and singer. I'm emotional again. Sorry about that. But anyway, stay safe. Okay. Don't get the disease. Let's just protect each other. And we'll do it remotely for a while. So I'll see you next Saturday. Okay.
All right. See you, Rodney.
See you.
Okay, guys. Stay safe. Be careful out there. Katie, bye. Katie, I'll talk to you. Katie, I'll talk to you on email, via email.
All right, sounds good.
Hey,
Happy
Lindsay.
golf game. Bye-bye.
Lindsay, you guys are fantastic. I was wondering how this is going to work, and I'm stoked. that you
Oh,
guys
I'm
are
so
doing.
glad. Yes, piece of cake. It worked out perfectly.
You did?
I will say it was very hard, at least for me, to see what was being drawn on the board
Okay.
because the camera was really far away.
Okay.
I don't know if no students said anything, obviously, but for me, as far as
Well,
interpreting, it
no,
was
thank
really
you for that feedback, because if I don't get that feedback, I get so busy, I don't know. I could have easily moved the camera and made it easier to see. So thanks for that. I'll do that.
Yeah, no problem.
Hey,
Thanks.
I had one concept I wanted to ask about quickly. You had mentioned a cyc wall. Is that spelled C-Y-C? And does it have curvature to it?
It's a site wall.
Oh, site.
Yeah.
Okay, I
it's
misheard.
Actually, the SITE, and it's really a site retaining wall. not
Okay,
wall. I remember saying.
good.
So, yeah.
Okay, great. I was thinking about a cyc wall like what you would see in theater, and that didn't seem to make sense to me,
No,
but
so
thank
now
you for
Hugo's
clarifying.
now Hugo's completely confused. Oh.
No, no, no,
He
no,
left.
Lindsay was on. That was Lindsay's thing. She did it perfectly. But I just thought, wow, I'm not sure I heard it right and I haven't heard the term. So that's part of the fun of this job.
Well,
Yeah.
thank
I
you so much,
didn't
Professor.
know how this would work with you two because I've never had it like that. I thought, oh, great, now I got to play to this audience of students, but you guys might as well has not been there, other than the fact that not only are you there, but you're both really gorgeous females. So thank you. What a treat.
Oh, yeah. I love working with Lindsay. She's amazing. She's an amazing interpreter. So it's a lot of fun and a lot of fun to be a team. Have a great Saturday, both of you.
Yeah, I gotta go.
Enjoy Sandpiper.
Hey,
Thank
thank
you.
you very much, and I'll see you next Saturday if I don't talk to you before. And it's a real pleasure.
Take care.
Bye-bye.